How do you prepare for the next trading day? Like, what's your routine?
Okay, so this is gonna sound really weird, but when I wake up, I believe that you speak things into existence, right? So your subconscious mind is most the first thing in the morning when you wake up, and right before you go to sleep. So things
Right.
that go into your subconscious mind, they naturally appear in your reality during that time, right? It's called law of attraction. I really, really believe in this, right? So one of the things that I say, it's gonna sound super weird. I have a little mantra I say in the morning. So number one thing, and you can laugh. So money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Money is attracted to me like a magnet. Money just shows up in my account, and I intend to make X amount of dollars in profits today. That's it. I say these things every single morning. That is the first thing that I say when I wake up. My phone, that's before I, turn on my computer. Anything that I do, right? That is the first thing that I do in the morning. So then let's go into the stuff that sounds pretty normal, right? Right, so what's going on in the market, right? Anything could have happened overnight, right? Like I'll take this
Yeah.
back to December of 2020. So overnight, market was rallying, right? Everything looked so great, and then Trump got COVID, right? Trump got COVID, completely dumped the market. So because we're in the same state right now as of a lot of COVID news coming out. I think there's like a different variants that are now being discovered and coming out. There's a stealth Omicron that's coming out. A ridiculous just amount of information and things that could potentially move the market. So
Right.
I'm really, really invested in the news in the morning. So always looking at the headlines. So after I do that, I'm looking at analyst upgrades and downgrades, right? So I'm saying, okay, well, what are the upgrades? What are the downgrades? What are the price target changes, right? What are the analysts saying about these particular tickers? These are all potential catalysts that, may move. So
Right.
I'm looking at that. And then once I do that, I'm going to set up, and based on that, I'm going to set up some of the stocks that I'm going to be having main watches. So let's just say NVIDIA says, oh, we have this, $1 billion deal or something that's going to potentially go through or whatever, right? At that time, I'm gonna be paying attention to Nvidia. I see that it gapped up, after that news. So I'll be, paying attention to Nvidia during that time. Let's just, Amazon talks about how their Black Friday sales were just through the roof during that time. It's another catalyst during that time. Let's talk about the opposite. Piton is being, sued, and they're stopping production on everything. Okay, well that's
Right.
a downside. So yeah, so a couple of just that, and then market opens. Point for me, I determine the sentiment of the market. Right, I want to see our bulls taking control, sitting in a bearish level. That, and then based on that, I'm playing either the upside or the downside. But but the beforehand stuff, of what I do, like market is really everything. That's your setup, right? But again, you don't predict the market, you react to the market. So my prediction, or at least my setups and my pre-market routine, is one thing, but it's not that big on prediction in the market. But that's kind of what I do right before I start, and that's a everyday thing that I do, no matter what, 5 days a week.
So when emotions start to come up for you, because I know everyone has emotions, like it could be like, I don't know, fear, greed, in any form. Like, how do you deal with those emotions?
Emotions, especially when I first started, very, very tough to deal with. When you're risking your money and your actual money, and that's on the line during that time, you're the emotions that you go through during that time when you're looking at a potential dollar value and you're saying, oh, or I'm up really heavily on the day. How do I deal with it? For me, very simple, and I preach this to like anybody that I mentor. Simple. Just walk away. Let's just say that you're down on the day, right? And you're having a lot of trouble, and you're kind of getting into that, almost that revenge trading. You're pissed off at yourself. If you had held something, it would have potentially went your way. You would have made money or whatever. Just walk away. Because what does walking away do? It takes you away from that zone, that energy of what you're feeling during that time. Go expend it somewhere. So you need to go to refresh your mind. As soon as you refresh again, now everything changes. Why? Because now you're centered again. You're aligned again. Same thing when you make a lot of profits on the day. All the time. Well, this is the most money I've ever made today. I'm super excited or whatever. I literally say, hey, good job. I'm really proud of you. You're freaking killing it. Walk away. And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean walk away? I'm taking another trade. No, you're not. Walk away. Because as soon as you do that,
You
walk
know,
away.
give back some.
You gotta bring
Yeah.
yourself back down to earth, right? Like, you can't, because there's every single day in the Discord. celebration in the morning, funeral in the afternoon. That means you're celebrating in the morning, you made a shit ton of money, you're super excited at the end of the day, you know? So you gotta know when to walk away. And
I'm laughing because I used to trade the opening bell, and I'll make
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of money, and then I'll be on a high, like, and then like trade away the profits. It
Oh
happens
yeah.
so much that
It
yeah.
happens to all of us, man. Don't feel bad. Like it's happened to me multiple times, and it's a part of the game, though. Like that was my learning experience. I had to go through that in order to be successful and be where I'm at now. If I didn't do it, I'd be giving away a lot more.
Yeah.
This one of these, like, a couple of people asked a buddy of mine, and he used to trade for a hedge fund. And one of the things that he said to me was, this market, like what you do when it comes to trading is more
Mm-hmm.
addictive than alcohol. It's more addictive than any drug, right? It's the most
Mm-hmm.
addictive thing in the world, right? And
Good
when you're
money.
so addicted, it is. Right? It feels like it, right? And you
Yeah.
literally look. It's the weekend, and we're all talking about, right? Like it never
Yeah.
goes. Right? Some people can't sleep at night because they're so busy waking up and staying awake. Their futures are like it's crazy, but that's the reality of it. It's very addictive, but I think that there needs to be a healthy divide. You need to be able to take a step back and live your life. Also, like, your life isn't the entire market. You got to be able to take that step back and have healthy things that you do beside just trading and being so invested and married to this game. There's always if you have or friends that you hang out with. For me, like, I like to watch sports, and stuff, because I enjoy like football and soccer. I go shooting, that's a really great way to blow off some steam if you wanted to. Other hobbies beside this, because this is a game, this is something that's always going to be there. So there's no need to be invested in it all the time, right? There's always that healthy divide that you always need.
So this brings me to my last question, which is like trading is, and it's easy to like neglect self-care. So how do you practice self-care? Like, what do you do when you're not busy mentoring or teaching or trading? Like, how do you make time for yourself and be like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah,
Time for me.
that's such a solid question, because I think a lot of people they never really ask me that, right? Of what I do. The way what I typically do is, like, I recently got into like some meditation and stuff. So I started doing that a lot more, just kind of like clearing my mind out.
Mhm.
But when I'm not doing that, like, I before my injury, I'm injured right now from when I was working in law enforcement.
Uh-oh.
So before that, like, I did CrossFit a lot. I worked out. That was another thing that I did. I'm just getting back now because I've been cleared by my doctor, so I'm trying to get back into that. I like I said, I'll do multiple things just in order to maybe even like have like habits and things like that. I'll study up on stuff like that. Picking up other hobbies. There's so many other things that you could do during that time. But to really like take care of yourself is to be able to like feed your mind and also your body, right? But
Yeah.
your mindset is everything. I think that a lot of people will come into the market and they'll say, well, I didn't feel too good today, I shouldn't have traded or whatever. You gotta ask yourself. Everybody is
Yeah.
different. There's things that we all go through in life. And some of those things, particular day, it's okay to take a day off from the market and step away. If you're just mentally not there, me day, I call it me day, which is you're gonna go out, you're gonna go to the spa, do whatever you want during that day. It's a me day. You're able to take that day out for yourself and to be able to take care of yourself. I think one of the things is over leveraging yourself again in trading. It's never helpful. It's more stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You're so invested at that point that's all you think about. It's all you do. It's healthy to be
Yeah.
around other people that are that are even like different types of professions and stuff like that. Like I said, it's that detachment, and you need to have a healthy lifestyle when it comes to, again, having a good mentality no matter what. So that's one of the things I mentioned. A lot of people would ask me how I used to feel, right, when I was, and this has to do with just like you said, that self-care part as well, is how I used to feel before when I was making that I'm making now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that self-care, just like you said, it applies to how you perform in the market as well. When I had like an awesome mindset, no matter what, and I was like making good money or whatever, and I had like a good mindset doing it, it became easier. Have that mindset, have that mental clarity on those particular days. Market's gonna really be very tough for you on those days because you're expending
Right.
out your energy, right? And every single time that you do it, you have to think of your mindset and everything like a mirror. So if you come in
Yeah.
and all you're thinking about is, man, I just keep on taking losses, be out like a mirror. Whatever you put into that, it bounces right back at you. Right?
Exactly.
So like
Yeah.
that also has to do with that self-care as well. That self-care right there is gonna be something that's gonna determine how you perform in the markets. That good mentality that bounces back at you and says, "Hell yeah, I'm all about abundance. There's a lot of abundance around me. I'm doing well, every single time or whatever." Or would you have that, "Oh man, I always lose on Disney," and you keep on speaking into existence, and then guess what? Next time you lose on Disney. You know what I'm saying? So it, these are
Yeah.
all things that like I had to essentially train my mind to kind of think like this. It's a very different way of thinking, but I believe in law of attraction. You get what you put. That's also I'm a firm believer in karma as well. Anything that I do, I always feel like I get it back tenfold. That goes for the bad things I've done. That goes for the good things that I'm doing. No matter what, you always get it back one way or another.
That's well said. Well said. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering the questions. I've learned a lot myself, taking notes. Yeah. So here, and hopefully you'll be back on for other topics that I think of as I go on this journey. Thank you for being the first guest. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, you were phenomenal, man, and congratulations on this. I think that this is something that it will definitely, there's a various amount of different types of styles of trading, like I said, and different traders. So I'm sure that they'll all be willing to come on and give their experience as well. What you're doing is phenomenal, and I think that it's a great start, from here. So good for you, and I'm very invested in things like this when it comes to podcasts or any other type of like educational platform like this. I think it's definitely good karma, and I'd love to stay on this journey with you and see which heights you take it to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.